We as humans, we have an innate desire to be correct, to have truth. And we do that in one of two ways. If we were challenged in our viewpoints, it can infect cognitive dissonance. And so we'll do what we can to justify our behavior. We'll try to tear you apart. Maybe you're giving me valid science, but if I can convince myself you're a bad person, then what you're telling me is also bad. The other things that we do as humans to find truth, besides that, is that we allow ourselves to be corrected and we learn more. So if you have somebody in that second vein who's willing to take feedback and change, that's great. But when people are challenged by their beliefs, what they hold true, I say they dig their heels in and they don't want to hear what you have. So the first strategy is to, one, try to find common ground. Usually if somebody believes something extreme, there's a reason why they believe it. Maybe I don't agree with it. I don't think that you should discredit the children's experiences, but I can ask them, why do you believe this? And see if there's common ground. Two, what I had mentioned to somebody yesterday is that sometimes you just can't work with them, engage them, or convince them. Instead, you have to talk around them because there are people listening to these individuals. So you need to provide the evidence, you need to be sound, you need to be open so the people who are listening into this conversation with this person who's stuck, they get the information they need so they're not just being bombarded by this one individual. I am very analytical and I'm also very interested in cognitive processes, how people take the world around them, the stimuli, and how they interpret that, and that informs their behaviors. So I think certain assessment tools that we can use on parents who are alienators to identify why are they alienators, what are the similar traits that they share. One that crossed my mind is we have the MMPI, based off the MMPI-2, and that's the Minnesota Multiphasic Personality Inventory. Very well established, validated scale. The 2 had 27 domains. I don't know how much the 3 has. And if we can get courts, judges, whenever there's an alienating parent, order them to take the MMPI-2 or MMPI-3 assessment like they do for other cases, then we can start building a profile on alienating parents. Why do they alienated? And that will give us a better idea of what interventions will be most effective. Is it because of narcissism? Is it because of paranoia and so forth? It's very easy to let anecdotal experiences inform our decision. I'm being exposed to people who are targeted parents and alienated parents. I'm not being exposed to the ones who don't realize it's happening. And so I'm only seeing what's being given to me. With targeted parents, sometimes I hear that they're experiencing this extreme form of malicious control, coercion, abuse happening. And it seems obvious to them. So they assume other people are going to see it. And they go to court and they say, the court system is something I trust in. They're going to see I'm being hurt, it's being damaged, and it's going to be fixed. And then it doesn't. And they come in naively. They're not coming in prepped, and it damages their outcome. With the alienated parent, one thing I see is lots of times they don't think they're an abuser. If they have moments of clarity that they are, cognitive dissonance, they may justify themselves out of it. Some people will suggest there might be a lot of narcissism involved. I've heard that from others. I do want to say that's a possibility, but I don't want anybody to get in the trap of saying narcissism means that you're more likely to alienate. We don't know. It can be a contributing factor, but there's others. Don't get caught in thinking that there's only one cause. So my most recent study I'm engaged with, a couple of the questions I ask is, what type of advice would you give to somebody else in this situation? Lots of times they say, educate yourself on what it is. I wish my younger self knew what I knew now. With intergenerational trauma, a lot of the people I work with, they didn't know that they were alienated as a child until they became a parent, and then they were alienated themselves.